I probably did all that I could to make sure that everything was being done by the book. I had no alternative but to take the action that I did, and I hope that people will understand that.
A glass blind spot can be described as a psychological phenomenon where people consciously and often even unconsciously ignore highly relevant information because to acknowledge its existence would be to significantly undermine or detract from their preferred narrative or how they would prefer that people see the world around them. Some people genuinely won't see the massive fucking elephant in the room, waving its trunk around and staring right back at them, while others will simply choose to ignore it, whatever the potential consequences. Having watched some of the news coverage of the tragedy that unfolded in the Welsh Assembly last week, it seems likely that the leadership of the Labour Party are experiencing a collective blind spot when it comes to their assessment of the treatment afforded to one of their members, former Welsh Minister Sargeant, who is understood to have taken his own life 4 days after being sacked from his role as Communities and Children's Secretary in the Welsh Government and being suspended from the UK Labour Party pending an investigation into allegations of inappropriate behaviour towards women. Carwyn Jones, the Welsh First Minister who sacked him, has been accused of, amongst other things, not affording his close friend and colleague common courtesy, decency or natural justice. And one of the most shocking aspects of this story is that his family insist that at the time of his death, Mr. Sargeant had not been told what sort of allegations of sexual misconduct had led to his immediate sacking and suspension, nor had he been given any reasonable opportunity to defend himself. The Welsh First Minister's perspective on this is that he did everything by the book, and that after becoming aware of a number of allegations, he had no choice but to refer the matter to the party and take the action that he did. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, and whoever ultimately took the decision to immediately suspend Mr. Sargeant from the party, have said nothing to challenge the by-the-book status of Carwyn Jones's actions. Dawn Butler, Labour's spokeswoman on equality matters, did initially issue a call for an investigation into how Welsh Labour handled the matter, but less than an hour later she released a statement claiming that no investigation was needed and that having looked further into the matter was satisfied that the appropriate process was followed. In fairness, a lot of people in Welsh Labour are clearly very angry about how Mr. Sargeant was treated, particularly after years of loyal service, and they have now secured an investigation into the tragedy. And presumably one of the first things that whoever conducts that investigation will do will be to examine the book that Mr. Jones claims to have followed to the letter. That book, of course, being the Labour Party's policy and procedure for addressing complaints of sexual harassment by a member of the Labour Party, which very clearly sets out what Mr. Jones and the Labour Party should have done in this, as in any other case, where someone wants to bring forward a complaint of sexual harassment against a member of the Labour Party. 4 initial steps of this process particularly jump out, most particularly because they bear no reflection to the actions that are already a matter of public record. One can only hope that if an independent investigation establishes that the Labour Party did not do Mr. Sargeant by the book, that someone in the Labour Party leadership has the book well and truly thrown at them.
Can't you see it too? There's an elephant in the room.